For all your printing needs at top-notch quality, go to Digital Print Plus, located on Princess Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts. At Digital Print Plus, you get the best in business cards, letterheads, envelopes, wristbands, tent cards, rack cards, flyers, brochures, logo designs, posters, photos, architectural designs, 3D renderings, and so much more. Digital Print Plus gives you the best quality at competitive prices. Contact us at 767-7468 or email digitalprintskn@gmail.com or follow us on Facebook at digitalprintskn. Digital Print Plus, for all your printing needs at the best quality. Dwyer Astaphan of civil society group Operation Rescue is commenting on the government's performance over the last 3 years. In an interview with SK Newsline recently, Mr. Astaphan commended the government in some of its policies, but chided them on its failure to implement its legislative agenda.
They have done some good things. I would want to say, however, that the first things that should have been done were to pass legislation and to introduce, not just to pass it, but to operationalize the legislation and to introduce policies and programs that create the framework for the new type of governance that was promised, based on integrity, freedom of information, ending corruption, freeing up ZIZ, and all of those other fundamentals that help to form the platform for good governance, accountability, a free flow of information to the public, because if public gets more information, it becomes more informed, and the democratization of the government media.
However, Mr. Astaphan believes the Timothy Harris administration is more prudent financially than the Denzil Douglas administration.
I think in terms of fiscal management, this government is more responsible than the Douglas government. But there's also a lot of recklessness that is taking place. A lot of people are getting duty-free vehicles and duty-free things who should not be getting. A lot of slackness is taking place in government departments. We haven't been able to see actuarial reports for Social Security going back to 2008. And the law stipulates that they do actuarial reports for 3-year periods. The last one on the Social Security's website is for the year ending 2008.
Meanwhile, the former government minister also commented on the future of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, under whose auspices he served as a member of cabinet. He believes former Prime Minister Dr. Denzil Douglas should loose the reins of the party, but said this may be difficult for him to do.
Because God forbid, if he fell gravely ill tomorrow, or worse yet, passed away, somebody would have to do it. And the question is, what is the likelihood of the Labour Party winning the next election, with or without him? Does the Labour Party have to go in a restructure, reorganization, renewal phase? I think the answer is yes. And I think the reason the Labour Party lost the election was because primarily it was a referendum on Dr. Douglas, and he lost the referendum. He should have passed the baton to Sam Conda years ago. Sam Conda would have passed the baton to Timothy Harris, who would have been the Prime Minister now, ending his term, and the Labour Party would have been in office still. And if they had listened and stopped running up all of this debt and mortgaging 8 square miles of St. Kitts to the National Bank, and being arrogant, and all of this pork barrel, and throwing away all of these hundreds of millions of dollars from the SIDF, and lending it to Christophe Harbour and Kitishan Hill, instead of improving the infrastructure, the water supply, the food safety and security, the power of the country, the resilience for shocks, the health and education system. Had all of that been done with that $1.5 billion from the SIDF? And had Dr. Douglas allowed the baton to be passed, he would have been the elder statesman and one of the great leaders in the history of the country. The problem they have is, he is the man with the connection to the money. And none of them are anywhere close to that level.
Mr. Astaphan has been a known supporter of Team Unity prior to them being elected to government. However, he has also been one of their biggest critics whenever he believes they have strayed away from their manifesto promises. He was recently selected as the chair of the National Security Strategy Formulation Committee. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.